presented by Sprite, the 2K Sports pregame show.
The NBA season rolling right along, and welcome to 2K Sports Studio. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, they're hoping tonight will be a signature win for them, taking on a tough team on their home court. They'll need 4 quarters of near-flawless play to knock them off. Let's talk about Anderson Varejao. When he's healthy, Shaq, he can rebound with the best of them.
Yes, he has the all-star caliber, one of the league's top rebounder. Defensively, he can guard 4 or 5, has strength, and also has the mobility.
And he got some hair, too, doesn't he?
Really pretty.
Yeah, that's not exactly the term I was going to use, but he got some hair. Here's Kevin Harlan.
It's game time in Cleveland as the crowd is filling up the Quicken Loans Arena. Looking at the last game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was a win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. 6 to shoot. Charity stripe shot. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Nuggets.
Yeah, their shooting percentage as a team in that game was in the low 30s. That tells you all you need to know, Clark.
Yeah, and it was brutal, absolutely brutal. To get your shooting percentage that low, you almost have to do it on purpose, but what you need is a unique combination of missed shots and poor shot selection. That'll get you there.
You can't give him that shot. I mean, a few open looks are all it takes, and he can really get rolling.
Raptors on defense.
Kyle Lowry, an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Last year playing really well in a contract year. Question is, can he maintain that level of play now with this new deal?
Now here is Lowry, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Johnson against Thompson. Patterson passes to Valanciunas. Varejao comes up with the rebound. And Lowry, one of the more underrated players in the NBA, but he's also gotten into it with coaches in the past 2 months.
Yeah, you know, some locker room concerns, he can rub folks the wrong way, but I tend to always want to give the player the benefit of the doubt in this situation until you know for sure what the issues are. Nothing wrong with a little sandpaper coming from a player that's out there competing.
Such an aggressive attitude he has. No invitation needed for him to take it strong to the basket.
About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. The wide open look here for DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. DeRozan's got his first bucket of the night. Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Feeds to Waiters. Varejao setting the pick for Waiters. Irving for 3, and he gets it to go. Irving's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Lowry is screen on Waiters. Here's DeRozan, and it falls over the rim and in.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Cavaliers trailing. And Waiters kicks to Irving. He dishes it to Varejao. And there's the feed to LeBron. From 10 feet out, and Cleveland again with the bucket.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day. Cleveland didn't quite meet their expectations last year, in part by how poor they shot at home. Hard to get wins when everything you put up seems to rim out.
Now here's DeRozan. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Nuggets, that's for sure. And he gets it to go.
He can become a weapon for them if he gets going early from long range.
Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. It can be doubly defeating, Clark, with the missed shots here at home. Not only are you not scoring, but then the crowd loses interest. They get out.
That's a great point. I mean, one of the benefits of being at home is having your crowd there energized and pulling for you. And if you're not making shots, they tend to sit on their hands.
Here's Lowry, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. 6 to shoot. Here's Valanciunas, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Jonas Valanciunas bulked up going into last season and tore up the NBA Summer League. Big things expected, but he sort of plateaued a bit in year 2, but I still think the future's bright for him.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Verjao. Miller comes in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Dion Waiters. A new group in now for the Raptors. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Johnson comes in for Patrick Patterson. Williams, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Vasquez in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's DeRozan, averaging 18 points a game. That doesn't go either for DeRozan.
And for Valanciunas last season, a drop in field goal and free throw percentage. But while his rebounding improved, he's still learning NBA defense, struggling at times against pick and rolls in various matchups.
Here is Miller. Outside Irving. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. 59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Valanciunas wears this hard on his sleeve. You can see how much he wants to be great.
Yeah, he's hungry. He plays with a hunger that you love to see. I mean, oftentimes he can get down on himself. It's tough to be patient, but he's only 22. I think we've got to give him a little more time. I think he's going to be really good, Kevin, in the years ahead.
Kicks it to Dellavedova. Left side Miller. Cleveland moving it around. And it's Marion. That time on the assist by Irving. Marion's got his first basket of the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Now here's Hansbrough. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's DeRozan, and a foul on the shot. They'll go to the strike for 2. The Raptors shooting their first free throws of this game. The free throw dropped for DeRozan. And Cleveland making a change here. Both free throws good from DeRozan.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
Here is Miller. Passes to Dellavedova. With 1 on the clock. No good off the front iron. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Raptors lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
This Thursday night, December 11th, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Live from Oklahoma City. Be there.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
And how about the defense, guys? They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocking.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
And Toronto has possession. 3-point lead.
Raptors surprised people in a lot of ways last season, but number one for me was just how strong they were on the road.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and Williams, the guards. Amir Johnson is out there with Johnson. And it's Hansbrough in at the 5. 5 on the clock. And Williams, here we go. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
And, you know, that's hard to do for a team like the Raptors who had new parts injected mid-season. To come together and win the way they did on the road, boy, that's impressive.
Now here's Johnson. Lowry with the ball. Jones covering. It's stolen by Jones. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
You know, it helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks. That's good. Well, to illustrate how good the Raptors were on the road, Steve, last year they finished with a 22-19 road record.
And in perspective, that was the same record that the Heat had last year, and it was actually a game better than the Pacers. So the Raptors played very well on the road.
Here's Miller after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Lucas. The dish now to Miller. It's up a 3. They get the rebound. Marion laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Marion's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just the shot they wanted. Point-blank range.
Outside Williams. He feeds it to Lowry. That's good. Lowry's got the lead up to 5 now for Toronto. Here is Lucas. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. On the wing, Jones. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Raptors. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot. And checking out Cleveland, just a few spots below there.
You know, right now for the Raptors, they've really wasted no time. I mean, they've already shown themselves to be in mid-season form, and you expect that from a team of this caliber.
Yeah, they're a team to be reckoned with, among the very best the league has to offer, and they know it. They play with a lot of confidence.
And the first one drops.
Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. LeBron, he's checked in for Marion. Waiters comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Lucas. And so Jones nails both of them. Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated or putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. And with LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
And here is Waiters following Kyle Lowry's three. Irving kicks to Jones. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Jones has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Now here's Williams. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. James kicks to Irving. Goes up with the stripe. Toronto grabs the miss. Last time they met was in Toronto.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Now here's Valanciunas. No good from 11 feet. Now here is Irving. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn. Cleveland moving it around. Jones for three. Can't hit. Raptors leading by 4. Lowry kicks to Williams. Valanciunas with the ball. Now defended by Varejao. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejao. For the Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson comes in for Anderson Varejao. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for James Jones. And then for Toronto, DeRozan comes in for James Johnson. And it's Vasquez in for Lou Williams. Lowry for three, and he gets the bucket. Lowry's got a pair of triples in the second now for Toronto.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Now, here is Irving. 5 points in the game. 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Dellavedova. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession. Well, here's a group now that knows how to orchestrate from the wing. The top passing small forwards in the NBA during the past 10 games. 5th on the list, LeBron James.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing are outstanding. Truly gifted distributors.
Yeah, and one of the passes they really need to prioritize and be able to make is that entry pass, getting that ball inside. Accurately throwing it into the low post is really a bit of a lost art in today's game.
Raptors leading by 5. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Dishes to Lowry. Here's DeRozan. He's got 9. Fires the 3. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. 16 seconds left in the first half. Irving kicks to Dellavedova. The pass to Waiters. The jumper, and James with the basket on the assist from Dion Waiters. Now it's just a 3-point Toronto lead. Lowry for 3. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Toronto ahead. They're up by 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out, and so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
Here's Lowry. Thompson and Varejao at the 4 and 5. Irving and Waiters, the guards. And it's James in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Patterson dishes to Johnson. Outside Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Patterson setting the pick for Lowry. The dive for the ball. Whistle blows if that's going to be a travel.
A moment here to take a look at some of the numbers for LeBron. He's averaging about 14 points a game, 2 assists and 3 rebounds, and he's a threat to go off in any game with the way he can score.
Yeah, you got to have players like him who can occasionally just take over the game with their scoring.
Thompson sets the pick for Irving. He kicks it to Waiters. To tie. Can't hit. And Toronto will come the other way. Well, Dion Waiters, a Philly kid, plays with a chip on his shoulder. Clark, always a ton of confidence.
Yeah, you know, but I like his edge and his chip, but I think sometimes his emotions get the best of him. When he gets frustrated, we've seen it affect his play and his demeanor on the court. Hopefully that's just a maturation thing with him, because it could derail his potential if he doesn't get it under wraps.
Here's James. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut back down to 3 on the basket from James.
Well, that's one way to get your second half started on the right foot. An easy layup against some soft defense.
Out to the wing. Patterson a screen on Irving. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Back to Lowry. Shoots. Drops one in from the wing. Lowry's got 12 points in the game.
And for Waiters, we've heard the rumblings. He's butted heads with coaches and teammates. He's dismissed from the practice. His name has been all over trade talks since he's been with Cleveland. But on the plus side, he's working hard to improve as a player, and he's very gifted.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
You know, you hear the question marks for Waiters, but still an awful lot of upside for this guy, in my opinion. He's got a great foundation offensively. He can make plays for himself and for others. I think his ceiling is really high as long as he stays hard-working and hungry.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. He also said he wants them going hard to the boards at both ends of the floor, not just the defensive backboards. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Now DeRozan, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Raiders against DeRozan. Got it. Good job in the low post. And now a 7-point Raptor lead.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
On the wing, Irving. Varejao setting the pick for Irving. Fires it up. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Toronto leading by 5. Lowry with the ball. 12 points for him. Johnson outside. Back to Lowry. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Lowry's got the lead up to 7 now for the Raptors.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here's LeBron. 8 points for him. Good. LeBron's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Pass to Johnson. Feeds it to Valanciunas. Fades. That one wide left.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way. Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
It's been a while since the Raptors were legitimately viewed as a threat in the East, but last year they were one of the top teams.
Yeah, and that was in a year, Kevin, where everybody assumed one of the New York teams would win the Atlantic. The Raptors were able to secure that division, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with going forward.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams over the course of the last month. Second, the Cavaliers.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late.
And it all came together mid-season for the Raptors. They saw an opening in their division, and in the East, they took it.
And misses it off the right side of the rim.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
The drive by Lowry, and he converts the layup. Lowry's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, it was really a strong in-conference record for the Raptors, and even though they bowed out of the playoffs to a division foe, they really did show they are one of the teams in the East to be feared this year.
And he's doing all he can to keep his team in the game. Hasn't missed a single shot.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Well, it's funny, back when LeBron joined the Heat, some critics said he'd given up the chance to be the franchise player and carry his team. But guess what? No matter who LeBron plays with, he's always the franchise player. That's how good he is.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Sean Marion is checked in for Verjao. Miller comes in for James. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Waiters. And Lucas subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Now here's Vasquez. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And you think back to LeBron after the 2011 finals, many also questioned whether he had, quote unquote, what it took to win a title. He's obviously answered those questions.
Here is Lucas. The screen from Thompson. Miller kicks to Lucas. He dishes it to Dellavedova. And it's off from three-point range. And some harsh criticism, Clark, for LeBron after the decision, or his comments after the 2011 finals.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's really impressive to see how he's handled that. He misspoke and mishandled both of those situations. And to his credit, he's expressed regret about those things. Displaying a maturity we've always seen in him. One of the remarkable things about LeBron is that for the magnitude of his celebrity and his stature and the expectation, I don't know if we've had an athlete handle himself any better under the hot, bright lights of stardom.
Williams kicks to Vasquez. Back to Williams. Three-pointer. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And we're seeing the shots just dropping from everywhere right now.
Yeah, since halftime, Steve, they've been operating very efficiently.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Raptors lead by 11. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Coming up this Wednesday night, December 10th, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. Live from Indianapolis. Don't miss it.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
Here's Dellavedova. Setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got DeRozan. Lewis Williams out there with Vasquez. Then there's Tyler Hansbrough. And it's Johnson in at the 4 spot. Here's Dellavedova. The shot will not go. Great D that time from Johnson.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low.
Now here's Vasquez. Right side, DeRozan. Just 4 to shoot. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Irving with the ball. Guarded by Vasquez. From deep. Rebound by Williams.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Here's DeRozan. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Tristan Thompson. LeBron comes in for Mike Miller. And it's Waiters in for Matthew Dellavedova. And then for Toronto, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Hansbrough. Johnson comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Vasquez. Johnson with a screen on LeBron. And it's Lowry penetrating. Sean Marion grabs the miss. The Cavaliers trail by 13. LeBron kicks to Waiters. Outside DeRozan. The feed to Lowry. And here's DeRozan. Patterson setting the pick for DeRozan. The Raptors need to get a shot. Oh, and the jam by Johnson. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him upping his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He was definitely not pleased. He said, you guys look lethargic out there, and told them they've got to increase their activity level. He ended the huddle by saying, this is not going to get the job done. I want to see who's going to step up.
Now here's DeRozan after LeBron James's miss. And DeRozan, here we go. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to be even better than what he is right now.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Toronto?
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half is carried right over into the second.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
He hits the second from the line.
Oh my gosh.
Valanciunas, a young big man with some offensive promise. He can score on the left block. He's developing a nice touch from mid-range. Very intriguing player with that size and skill set.
Now, here is Irving. Marion, a screen on Johnson. The drive by LeBron. That's good.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
Toronto leading by 14. Valanciunas, a mobile 7-footer with good hands. It's a nice start.
It's always a great place to start when you're a big guy. Can you catch it? And not only good passes, but can you catch bad ones and finish around the rim? He can do all of that.
Thompson, he's checked in for Sean Mary.
Tristan Thompson.
The Raptors have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Unloads. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist from Valanciunas. 18 points for DeMar DeRozan. The Cavaliers trail by 16. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Irving. And he hits the jump shot.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
For Toronto, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And the Raptors call time here.
You know, the Toronto Raptors found themselves in an interesting position last season. A new front office. They were looking to hit the reset button, and so they trade away Rudy Gay and Andrea Bargnani, and the team actually played better than ever.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. Offensively, he wants them to work the ball around. He stressed the need to find good shots, not quick shots. He also conveyed very strongly that they need to not take chances defensively, saying, quote, going for a steal and getting burned is not worth it. Guys, we'll see how coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And for the Raptors, they would have loved to have drafted hometown prospect Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, especially with the Raptors' history of losing their star players, whether Vince Carter or Chris Bosh. He's a player who wanted to play for the Raptors, but, the odds were always against that. In the end, they did what they were supposed to do, and that's win games.
Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Tries to keep it alive. Lock at 6. Shot is blocked. Now here's Waiters. And he uses the glass on the layup. Toronto leading by 12. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Passes it to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. 6 to shoot. Inside. At the elbow, it's James. Toronto grabs the miss. Patterson's got 5 rebounds tonight. DeRozan with it. And it's Waiters picking him up. Irving against Lowry. Irving passes to Thompson. And Waiters kicks to James. James with another miss.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look. And these are the types of games where it's obvious one team clearly had the edge. Tonight, it's going to be a great win by a large margin for Toronto.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, Steve, and in the end, but, they had to weather a few storms along the way, Clark, and that's all part of the story.
That's right, Kevin. This was by no means a runaway that it might appear to have been. It was a scrappy performance all the way through.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And just bulldozing their way through this season series. The victory here tonight makes it 3 games to none for the year, with 1 game left to play against the Cavaliers.
Well, he's clearly feeling it, Clark, coming off that fantastic game last time out.
Outside Lowry. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, he tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Verajao. Jones comes in for Tristan Thompson. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for waiters. And John Lucas is subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're losing by 12. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jones dishes to James, and that one's good.
His stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him.
For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Kicks to Vasquez. Back to Williams. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, DeMar DeRozan.